And a very good morning to you. It's Wednesday, the 16th of January 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina in Lincolnshire. And what a beautiful day it was yesterday. Absolutely beautiful in the morning. And when I got up yesterday, actually, the sun was coming out in the corner, because like where the caravan is, you see, it comes up like that. I'm where I am sitting here, I am absolutely south facing. I'm going to see the sun the whole day long. It came up in the corner there. We done the show. We had a little bit of a chat yesterday morning. Then I jumped in the car and went down the swimming pool. And to get to the swimming pool, I have to go next to a river. I mean, right next to a river I am. And it was just beautiful. And there were these swans swimming along. I thought, are we going to miss out winter altogether? Is there going to be no winter this year? We've sent it all over to Europe. Yes, that's what's happening. God is punishing Europe for whatever they've done wrong. I don't know what they've done wrong. Nothing to do with Brexit, of course, darlings. Oh, poor Theresa last night. Bless her. They've all voted against it. What's next? People are saying, what do you think? But I had a couple of emails from Australia last night from people I know. Not people who join into the show, unfortunately, but other people saying, what do you think is going to happen next? I said, no one knows. We honestly don't know. So that remains to be seen. She's got another vote this afternoon, isn't she, or tonight? And I think people will vote for her for this, simply for the fact that if they don't, they'll lose their jobs, won't they? So whatever next, I don't know. I don't know. It looks like we had a bit of rain last night. I've got up this morning, a little bit of rain on the cars and all that. But the cold weather is on its way. We're looking at minus temperatures. Minus sort of 0, you know, -1, -2 sort of in the early hours of tomorrow morning. Although I gather in Australia, where Angela, I just saw that flash up, it's 49 degrees. 49, is that centigrade, Angela? Are you sure? 49 degrees where Angela is in Melbourne, Australia, which would be too much for me. I can't lie to you. It would be too much for me. Lots of comments as well, private comments on the new pineapple jacket, which you saw for the first time yesterday. Now, I love it. I absolutely love my new pineapple jacket. Other people don't. Ronnie, my mate, thinks it's the most hideous jacket I now own. He also said the fact that you wore a blue shirt underneath it didn't help either, because it is a bold colour. But we are bold people, aren't we? We don't want to be in a corner, you know, little grey and dark, black's grey or black or white and boring. No, we want bold colours. That's what we need on this show. Bold colours to make people stand up and smile. God knows there's not enough of that going on at the moment. Let's say hello to some of you this morning. First message of the day. Yes, gang, it's Mrs. 49 degrees centigrade. Angela, who is in Melbourne, Australia. That would be too hot for me, I'm afraid. No, anything sort of over 35 is about my maximum. I'm uncomfortable at 35. Morning, Angela. Shania's going to catch us up on replay. Good morning, Shania. Poor thing, at work already so early in the morning as well. Good morning to Josh. Morning, Josh. Thank you for your little comments on YouTube that you put overnight, didn't you? What's in one of the old shows there. Josh is 21, I think you are, aren't you, Josh? Is that what you were saying on there? Hang on, let me go back to it. I'll read your messages out you put on the other show. He was telling me that Stockport is in Manchester, which is up north. I didn't know that. I didn't know where Stockport was. On the subject of music, Josh says, if I use Spotify, which I do use, so do I, I know the chart hits and I love them. I look for the ones that don't say explicit. If it says that, I keep away from the song. Yeah, you see, I don't see it's necessary at all to put swear words within songs. I really don't understand why they deem it necessary, especially some of the rap songs. And I don't know. I tend to try not to play things like that if I'm, well, when I used to be DJing, that sort of thing. Josh is 21. Let's see. I don't look my age, and I'm 21 in August. Oh, you're a young lad. Young lad, Josh. Still young. But life doesn't begin until you're 40. You're going to have such a boring time, mate. You'll be bored until you get to 40. And then it's like your eyes open. All right. I don't know if you're the same Josh, actually. There's two of you. Josh, that's on YouTube. I think it's the same one. Josh, who's with us this morning there. Let us know, okay? Morning, Colin. Chris Manzara's there. Good morning, Chris. All right, I haven't had your beans yet, actually. The sweets are going down slowly, but I've not had the beans yet, Chris. Oh, I haven't put my caravan up here. Sorry. There we are. That's better. I like to have the caravan exposed there. Morning to Matt Joplin, DJ. Big DJ Matt Joplin. Morning to Ray Reynolds, who says, hi, wonderful Wednesday people. That's a nice thing. Diane Jebb in the house. Adrian Richardson, good morning. Update on the hook in the swimming pool changing rooms. It has not yet been installed. It's still here. It's still here at the moment, okay? It is still here at the moment. Yesterday, disaster in the swimming pool yesterday up in Horncastle. One of the showers wasn't working properly. There's 2 showers. Well, there's more than 2. There's like 2 showers kind of round the corner behind a wall, although the wall has got a gap in the middle so anyone can see what's going on in there. And I think there's about 4 showers by the swimming pool. But I think they're the ones that you go for a quick one underneath before you get in the pool, right? And round the side, the other 2 showers that are around the wall, one was out of order. Well, it wasn't out of order, but when you push, oh, they're so annoying. You know those buttons you push and you get like 20 seconds of spray and then it stops? They've got those, except one, you'd push it, you'd get 3 seconds of spray and then it would stop. Most annoying. And you're trying to do that with the soap and trying to hit the button on the, oh, so annoying. So unfortunately, there was a lady opposite me. She was a large lady, and she was under that shower forever, dear. Ever. I suppose she had a lot more to wash than I did, you know, in my slim, tender body. So, hook not yet installed, Adrian, all right? Good morning to Eric Wiltshire. A good friend, Eric Wiltshire, who runs a radio station. We have radio people here. Radio people here as well. Eric runs a radio station in Slovakia, where I have been. I went to this hotel there in Poprad, and they got this big like water thing outside, like great big. They're not like swimming pools. I would liken them more to large lakes actually, and then naturally get the hot water from under the ground there, and it's all like snow around you outside this hotel, right? And you go into the change room, take your clothes off, and you go into the pool. Oh, it's lovely, lovely there. Hotel in Poprad. Fantastic, very comfortable hotel, nice restaurant and all that business. I did the same thing in France actually. I went when I was doing some DJing in France about 10 years ago now it was. And again, in the skiing season, they had this outdoor pool. Now, I think it was in Les Alpes des Hues. I think that's how you say it. I do that with foreign accent. Les Alpes des Hues. Okay, I think it was there. And you get changed, and the changing room is not heated. It's like a shed. It's like a shed, and you're freezing yourself to bits, and then you walk into this pool. Oh, it's so lovely and warm, and it's too warm to swim. So really, you're just kind of floating around and walking around in this pool. The trouble is, anything that's not in the water, it's really cold. So your head gets really cold, and then the worst part of that, you have to get out of the pool. Oh my God. And of course you're getting out into freezing cold. Oh, it's horrible. But it's quite nice when you're in the water. Morning, Eric, who says, snow is beautiful in Slovakia and very deep. Mrs. May will win tonight. Well, yes, she will, because none of the others don't want to lose their jobs. We don't know where we're going from here, Eric. No one knows. Yesterday, I predicted that May would win slightly. How wrong was I? Don't ask me to do politics. You've got to be really intelligent to do politics and all that sort of stuff. You know, I mean, some of the blokes on LBC, and it's only, I tend to like the ladies on LBC, but the blokes on LBC, I find them particularly boring, but highly intelligent. You know, the names that I give you sometimes of people I dislike on LBC, James O'Brien, can't bear him. Matt Stadlen, he's on at night. Other people like that, I don't like them, but they are highly intelligent people. They must be to be on there, you know. I wouldn't be intelligent enough to do anything like that, I'm afraid. I've got an opinion, but not intelligent to work out. You know, when people say to you, "Ah, yeah, but 20 years ago they said that," and they come out with this soundbite. Oh, did they? Oh, yeah, I remember now. I wouldn't retain that information in my very small head. I just about string a sentence together, as you well know. Morning to Katie Ann Patterson. Morning, Katie. All right, darling. Good luck, Billy. Who's Billy? Oh, yes, there you go. Billy Mack's having an operation today on his hernia. Oh, that'll be a little bit painful for a while, Billy, but you will recover. You will recover. Okay? It will be painful when you've had it, but some people get over it very quickly. It just depends on you, really. Good luck with your operation today. Are you allowed to take in a mobile phone while the operation is happening? You could watch me. That would completely take your mind off the operation. You wouldn't be thinking, oh, what are they going to do to me now? You would be thinking, oh, what crap is Chris about to come out with next? You see, it would take your mind off it completely. This program is highly recommended if you have trouble sleeping as well. You just put this on and naturally you fall asleep without any chemicals being induced into your body at all. All right? There's my advice to you. Morning to my niece. Tracy Clifford is in the house. Good morning, Trace. I'll see you later. I will be seeing you later. Where are we? Yes, it is Josh. I did have Josh from YouTube. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Chris is going to send me some more stuff, are you? More sweeties? I did get a bag of these from, I don't know if you saw the show yesterday, Glenda. I think it's come from Glenda, who kindly sent me these sour cream and onion chips, but they weren't for me. I didn't really like the taste of those. So I've got cheese. We have cheese and onion here. We don't have sour, or at least I haven't seen any sour cream and onion chips here, or crisps, whatever you want to call them. We have cheese and onion here, which are nice. The best cheese and onion crisps are Walker's Sensations, although I don't seem to be able to get those at the moment. Cheddar cheese and onion. I can find the salt and vinegar ones and the roast chicken ones, but not the cheese and onion ones. Isn't that strange? Someone's eaten them all. Aliens have eaten them all, probably. Adrian, Chris, you should have a square box when you're on radio Facebook thingy, my Bob. Each time you use a naughty word, you should put £1 in. Then once the tin is full, you can buy your listeners mugs or key rings. So by today, you would have had enough for 15 months of key rings. Good suggestion. You can print them over. You are vegetarian and have my picture on it as well. Make it worth so much more money. No, I'm not putting £1 in every time I swear. I barely swear. The only time you might hear me say a word like that is if it's in context. Like, for example, Theresa May was seen coming out of a pub like that, pissed as anything. That's the only time you'll hear me say a word like that, because I think it's acceptable. And besides, this is the internet and not FM radio. It's acceptable. Just a word in context. If you're being nasty with a word, then yes, I consider it a swear word. So there we are. Chris used to do a morning show here in Buffalo, New York, a country station. Did you like country music, did you, Chris? I didn't know you was a country music fan. I love it. I love it. Olivia Newton-John. George Hamilton IV. I liked him. I went to see him. I know he died a couple of years ago, didn't he? George Hamilton IV. I went to see him at the BBC Television Theatre doing a country music show. And he sung, songs I remember him singing was Country Music in My Soul. Write it down. Look it up. George Hamilton IV. Country Music in My Soul. That's what it was called. Country music for the young and the old. I'll keep on moving along. Keep on singing my song, 'cause there's country music in my soul. Yeah, 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 yeah. Country music in my soul. That one he sang. And Canadian Pacific. Do you know that one? Canadian Pacific. La da 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 da. Oh, yes. George Hamilton IV. And Olivia Newton-John, of course. And loads of people did country music. Country Roads, Take Me Home. I wasn't keen on the version done by Hermes Band or Hermes Hertz Band or something like that. Oh, it was ruined the song completely, dear. Olivia Newton-John and John Denver, I think, wasn't it? Country roads, take me home to the place, yeehaw, I belong. Do you know, I think I'd like to go to an authentic American country music night. You know, in like a barn or something like that, where there's a few of them around with guitars and little chickens running around all over the place and straw on the floor. I think I might like that. Yes. Ray Reynolds, I love the Stan and Ollie film. Ray went to see Stan and Ollie last night, or yesterday afternoon. It was very moving and loved every minute of it. Not so much funny as about growing old and their love for each other. So there's a recommendation from Mr. Ray Reynolds there. Go and watch the new Stan and Ollie film at your cinemas now. And there's another film I want to watch, Queen, or is it Queen Victoria or Queen Anne? I think that comes on Friday somewhere. Lots of films around at the moment that are good to watch. And of course, some of you, indeed I, have seen the new Mary Poppins film, which is as good as the old one. It's just as good. Is it better? No. Is it worse? No. It's about on the same level as that. Okay, so go and see the new Mary Poppins film. That's good as well. Text numbers open as well. If you want to text in, you feel free to do so. 07551 259 675 is a text-in number. It's not a phone number. If you ring it, no one will answer, okay? You can try if you want, no one will answer. 07551 259 675 if you want to text in a message as well. Where's Katie? Good morning. Katie's wishing Billy good luck. Very opinionated, Tracy. I'm so glad that's my niece, Tracy Clifford, there. She's very opinionated as well. Oh, yes. It's the whole of Woodall Spa knows what Tracy thinks about everything. Good morning to Martin, my brother-in-law, and baby James is in the house. Good morning, baby James. I taught baby James to do that. And he can actually do it better than me now. He goes right up to you, bends over it in your face. I think you should teach your children to do it as well if you have any. Do it. Or do it randomly to people. They don't know what to do. You know when you're in the supermarket, when you're down your local Morrison's lately or somewhere, just when you get to the till, you know, oh, hello, and how are you today? Well, you need to please spread a bit more laughter into the world. There's too many boring, grey people out there. Incidentally, apologies if you've got cancer and you're looking a bit grey. I wasn't referring to you. You know what I mean? Boring, ordinary, normal people. Go away. Talk to the face. Talk to the hand. The face is not listening. Boring people. We don't like boring people. We want people a bit outrageous, happy. Not boring people who think they're good looking, like on Love Island. Be outrageous. That's what we need. Roy Brownlow. Good morning, Roy. He's done insides. He's had a camera down his throat. Actually, Roy, I've already read your post on that last night while I was sitting. Just as I got back from my nephew's last night, I usually sit there for 10 minutes just having a little look at the papers online. And I saw your Facebook thing there. You'd had a camera down your throat. No sedation or anything. Mind over matter. Very good. I did the same when I had the camera up the other way. I didn't feel a thing. Funny that, isn't it? Billy Mack, The Chris Reardon Show, Cure for Insomniacs. Adrian, if you put £2 into the box, used to swear words. Theresa May was one, and the other one. Theresa May is not a swear word. She is a wonderful lady, and I love her. I'm pointing out in public now. I love Theresa May. Okay, so she doesn't get it right all the time. Who does? How many mistakes have you made already, Adrian? Have a look at your own writing. There are mistakes there, dear. At least Theresa May, she can write properly. She may get the whole Europe thing and spend a few too many £billion to the DUP, but there you go. It's one of those things. We can't get it all right all the time. And there he was, Corbyn, standing up there, weren't he? The scruffy old, dirty old tramp that he looks. Ghastly man, dear, ghastly. Morning to John Parrish, who's going to Tappy. What's that? Tapey. Where is Tapey, John Parrish? Is that, that sounds like somewhere like Thailand or somewhere like that, is it? Poor old Mark Cording. Morning, Mark, who says the Brexit is doing me his head in now. All of us, Mark. All of us. We just want it sorted one way or another. Eric, go to Nashville, as I did. Nashville, Tennessee. Is that where Dolly Parton is? Working 9 to 5. Dolly Parton. Are they real? You know, are they real? Dolly Partons. Do you think they're real? Have you had a chance to talk to her, Eric? Eric has spoken to many, many stars, with me being the biggest one of them. Or the biggest something, I think. I heard him say to someone, Eric, the other day, when I was in Slovakia a few years ago. Do you know, that must be 10 years ago I was in Slovakia. Never invited me back, did you? Oh, thanks very much, mate. Cheers. Cheers. I did hear Eric saying something. He said, yeah, that Chris Reardon is a big... And I think he said star, but I couldn't quite hear it properly. I was in another room. Go to Nashville, Tennessee. I had a beer with Alan Jackson. Oh, Alan Jackson. I don't know who that is. Is that a big country star? Don't know that name. Must be a big country star, I would guess. Have you got your button done up? Yeah, I have. Thank you very much. I'm not doing my top button up. I'm no good with collars. Oh, that's what I want to get. Ronnie's other half, Andy, my best mate's other half, he's got these, I don't know, something that he puts in his collars, and they always seem perfect. So I'm going to have a look on Amazon. Let me make a little note of that, actually. What would you call them? Collar stiffeners or something like that? I don't know. Collar stiffeners. Anyone know what they're called? You put them in the collar and then it makes it like proper. Because mine always droops once. Can you see it's drooped one side? You can't do nothing with them, well, ladies, once they've drooped. Terrible thing to happen. Terrible thing to happen. Happens to the oldest of us. Or well, you anyway. Ray. Is that sound a strangulated muppet? Jeremy Corbett should have done it last night. What, this one? Can you imagine him or Theresa, standing up, or that other one, what's his name? Who's the old bloke with the bald head? He looks like he's Uncle Fester. Vince Cable. Oh my God, he really is a laugh a minute, Vince Cable, isn't he? You imagine him having him round to dinner. And Theresa May stands up, and in the next Brexit, I'd like... That's the problem with Parliament, you see. There's no laughs in there. I don't see anyone laughing. Only when they have that wonderful comedian that they have in Parliament, Diane Abbott. Now, she is a laugh a minute. I would happily go round Diane Abbott's house and have whatever she cooks up, as long as there's no dead animals in it, because I'm vegetarian. I would happily have, I don't know, what does Diane Abbott cook? I don't know, just a casserole or a corn mince thing or something like that. Bit of rice. I'd happily have Diane Abbott's dinner, because I reckon she would make me laugh my head off. I do like her very much, actually. Morning to Mark's ready for a general election. No, ain't going to happen, mate. Not going to happen. Not going to get a general election. Good morning to the delightful Michelle White. Good morning, Michelle. I eventually, only last week, a couple of days ago, showed your card on. It got to my house eventually, Michelle. Did you know that? Do you know how long that's been in the back of Ronnie's car? And he says he cleans his car all the time. He doesn't, dear. He doesn't. I'll tell you that now. Adrian, Mr. Corbyn looks like a tramp that he was letting the house upon us by mistake to keep warm. I have a certificate which allows me to get things spelt wrong because I'm very good looking and I've got to make other people feel normal. You should understand that, Chris. I can't understand anything you say or write, Adrian. In fact, I don't understand your purpose in this world. What is your purpose of being on this planet, Adrian? Mine is to sit there and be good looking and make sad, lonely, pathetic people like yourself sparkle a little bit for a few minutes of the day. Yeah, I know that when I turn off the suicide, that while I am on doing this show, the suicide rate across the whole of the world drops significantly. Did you know that? Then I go off, it goes back up again. I mean, maybe I should have like a 24-hour camera on me at all times. What do you think of that idea? There was a film like that, wasn't there? Wasn't there a film like that where loads of young people, and they went to this big building, it was like a dome, more like a complex than just one building, and they were all smiling at each other all the time. And then this girl decides that she's going to have a camera on her 24 hours a day. The only time it's off is when she's having a shower or going to the toilet. What was that film? It was quite good, actually. Quite a good film. John, when I was a mod, I used Matt H sticks in my collar. Was you a mod? Did you have one of the little fizzies? One of the little scooters? They're good, aren't they? You get electric ones now. Get electric scooters now, can't you? In fact, someone yesterday sent me a link. Now, who was it who sent me the link? Let's just have a quick look, see if I can find that for you. I think it might have been Jürgen. Jürgen sent me a link. You know, we were talking about, are there electric roller skates? Well, yes, they are. Well, yes, they are. Let's have a look. There it is, Jürgen. Jürgen, so you can actually get electric roller skates. Well, they're not so much roller skates. They've only got 2 wheels in the middle, it looks like. They're called Thunderblades. Electric roller skates, and they can go at 25 miles an hour. Oh my God. And there's pictures of people on them and they light up and everything else. But I don't think I'd be any good on those. I've got to have the 4 wheels. You know, like when you're learning to ride a bike or something like that. You got those stabilizer wheels on the back. That's what I'd have to do. Thunderblades, 25 miles an hour though. Would it be safe on the pavement with something like that? I don't know. Let's get a text in here. Good morning to... Oh, it won't open up. Just a minute. Someone has texted into the programme. Good morning to... Ah, it's Glenda. There's Glenda. We were just talking about you earlier, Glenda. You lovely lady. She's the one who sent me the crisps and some other wonderful things in the post. I can't get this to open up at the moment, Glenda. Look, there's a white screen. Oh. Oh, it's failed. Now I can't do anything with it. Oh, no. The texts are stuck. And I can't even turn it off. Why is that? Is there like a reset button or something on these? Look, white screen. Won't go off either. Oh, dear. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? I can't get your texts in at the moment. Shall I pull it to one side and give it another go in a minute, do you think? Look, I'm trying to turn it off by holding the top button down. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's Glenda. Morning, Chris. I'm so sorry you didn't like the chips. They're one of my favourites, so I thought you might enjoy them. No, they weren't for me, Glenda. That's not to say I'm very appreciative in you taking the time and trouble to send such things, so thank you very much. I'm going to give them to great nieces and nephews tonight, probably, and my sister, see if they like them. But thank you. I do appreciate you sending them, Glenda. Glenda from Pittsburgh, USA. Morning, Glenda. Nice to see you, sweetheart. Okay. Oh, dear me. Let's have a look here. Where are we? Adrian, they called collar stays. Oh, is that what they're called? Okay, collar stays. Okay, 1 minute. Collar stays. I hope they're not too dear. I don't like to spend more than £5 on anything, Adrian, to be honest. I don't. Collar stays. But you sure must go to take them the built-in pockets of your colours? They called collar stays, but you sure must go to take them the built-in pockets of your colours. Try that again, mate. Try that again. I don't get that. Mark, no general election, no second referendum. People voted and won. Just leave with no deal. That's Mark's comments on the old Brexit thing. Ray Reynolds, you should do Copacabana with exploding maracas like Benny Hill and Eric Morecambe had. Did they have exploding maracas? I don't remember that. I don't remember that. Good morning to Michael Poleman, watching in Queensland, Australia. I love it there, Michael. If you could possibly buy me, you know those nice houses in Cairns, the main road that goes up to Cairns. If you could buy me one of those nice houses sort of on the left with the large swimming pools, I'd really appreciate it, Michael. And then you could say that you have, the UK's biggest star living next door to you. Wouldn't that be fantastic for you? So if I could possibly have one of those houses there, and I promise to do a show almost every day of the week, every year, except for maybe a little few days holidays here and there. Okay, good. Eric, scooter. Scooter PAS. Oh, you've got a scooter, have you? What's happened to the car, Eric? Where's the car gone? No car. Morning, Gary. Right, so where are we? Let me refer to my little list of notes here. There we are. I was shocked and horrified. I went into the co-op yesterday after I'd been swimming with the shower that is now out of order. That won't come out. But after that, I was coming home for lunch and I thought I'd just pop into the co-op on the way there. And I popped into the co-op, got me bits and pieces, got a few potatoes and stuff, and I got to the till. And I looked to my right, there's a queue of about 3 people in front of me in the till. Some woman's decided to buy half the bloody shop, you know. And there's one person on the till. This is in Tattershall, which is just down the road here. And next to the till, I couldn't believe my eyes. They are selling drugs. There were little plastic bags of drugs I'm sure they were. That's what it looked like to me. There were little plastic bags of drugs next to the till in the co-op in Tattershall under the brand name Time, Thyme. Outrageous. And I looked across at these things and I had a little chuckle to myself and I thought, what the hell's that over there? And I sat down, there was a bloke standing behind me. He looked roughly my age. I thought, well, he'll get it. He'll get this comment now. If it had been a millennial or anyone younger than that, they wouldn't have understood. Because most of the people who are millennials and under, I'm afraid, are stupid. Not all of them, most of them. They don't get humour or sarcasm or irony. They don't get any of these things. Unless it's been written in a book where they've been to the university. Oh, if you hear someone say this, you should laugh. Now, they can understand that. They can understand that. These people are far, far more intelligent than people of my own age group. Far, far more intelligent than me, but I'm afraid no sense of humour. No sense of humour. Offence, 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 offence. So if I'd have said this to one of that lot, they wouldn't have got it. But this bloke looked behind me and he looked roughly around my age, maybe about somewhere between 45 and 55. And I said to him, look at that, mate, they're selling drugs over there. And he looked over and he said, do you know what? That looks just like that, doesn't it? He said he reckons if he bought a couple of packets of those and went down into one of the towns like Grantham, he could probably sell them to the kids. So if you want any drugs, boys and girls, just pop into your local co-op. It's a plastic bag, looks full of this grass type stuff. And it says at the top of it, the brand name is Time. Thyme, okay? So pick up your local drugs in the co-op. And of course, you get the option then of being able to use your co-op dividend card, wouldn't it? Oh, dear me. Who sent me my name there? Chris Reardon. Someone sent me my name. I don't know who that is. Someone texted in there. I said good morning to Gary. Is that you, Gary? I don't know who's that. Whose number finishes 130? Who's that? It just says someone's texted me my own name there. Thank you very much. Oh, now what's this? Eric's just sent. I can't click on that, Eric. I might pick it up here, actually. Just a minute. Let's see if I can. Is this your scooter, Eric? Let's have a look. Oh, yes, look. Oh, no. No, I can't click that at the moment. I'll have to. It's just no. That's nothing happening for me there. Don't know why. Okay. Michelle, just checked on Amazon. You can get various types of collar stays, and they are not expensive. Well, thank God for that, Michelle. Don't you sell them in your wonderful store, Waitrose? Perhaps I could pop in there and see if you've got any in there. Be nice, wouldn't it? Huh? Thank you. You see, people are always looking out for me. It's kind of you. Ray's been able to see the trike. It's not coming up on my iPad. It's just like, look, nothing happens. Look, I just click on it. Nothing's happening there. Don't know why. Doesn't open up there for some reason. Okay, I'll have a look later. I'll be able to have a look on a proper computer later, not a pretend computer such as an iPad. Incidentally, if you want to pick up a new iPad or iPhone at the moment and you're not particularly bothered about being the brand new model, I gather that John Lewis at this moment have a very quick sale on where they've got a couple of £100 off some of these products. They are brand new, but not the bang up to date ones. If you're interested in that, Have a look on that. I just saw that this morning before I came here into the television studio complex here in Lincolnshire. Have a look on the John Lewis website. iPhones, type in iPhone sale John Lewis or iPad sale John Lewis, and there's stuff on there which is a couple of £100 off. Presumably they're getting rid of it before the new stuff comes in. All right. Michael says, okay, deal, but in return I want a property in the UK. I live on the Sunshine Coast. I bet that's nice, Michael, there, isn't it? Well, I'm in a caravan at the moment. I'm very, very, very fortunate enough. Gary, I'm not reading that out. I know you haven't, because I don't do that sort of thing. Honestly, the stuff my nephew comes out with is unbelievable. You want to see some of the videos he shows me? There's no way I could ever send you the videos that my nephew sends me, and the pictures. Oh my God, some of them make me feel physically sick. So funny. I was talking to someone the other day. Who was it? Oh, it was my brother-in-law. I talked to Martin about this the other day when we were in Skegness having some chips, and the relationship that certainly our family has between uncles and aunts and children is completely different to the relationship that we had as children with our uncles and aunts. It's almost like my nieces and nephews are very, very, very close friends rather than nieces and nephews. Do you see what I mean by that? Like stuff we talk about, stuff we do, how we act in front of each other is completely different to how I was with my uncles and aunts that are still alive now, and of course the ones who have passed on recently. There would certainly be, you'd certainly, I think about what you were going to say before you ever said it. It doesn't mean it wasn't a nice relationship. Of course, it was a wonderful relationship I have with I love my uncles and aunts, but it is not the same relationship as I have as an uncle with my nieces and nephews, and indeed their children. A really good example of this, because when I've got great nieces and nephews, right? When I'm out with them, a good example of this is a couple of years ago we had. My uncle had I think it was an 80th birthday party, which was in this posh golf club. Right. So my cousin had hired this out, and my sister came, Martin, my brother-in-law, came, various nieces and nephews. I don't think Jimmy came, the youngest nephew, but their children came as well, Gary's children and Stacey's children. And anyway, so everyone's in there. They're all landing. All these uncles and aunts, and of course other relatives that I do not know, because you've got one side that you know everyone, and the other side you don't know anyone, right? And then like sisters and things like that. So they're all standing around with their glasses of wine and all this, talking about adult type things. Then I spot the children playing. We're talking 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, that sort of age group, right? So they're playing in the corner. Well, I'm not having any of that wine drinking and boring talk. I'm on the floor with the children. I walked over and I am on the floor pulling them around by their legs. And they are laughing and joking and screaming, and I'm having a good time and they're having a good time. Then one of my aunts comes over and says, "Chris, you'll have to get up off there. You're making them too excited." How boring is she? God's sake. I was told off. 53 years old and I was told off by my aunt. Dear me. And so you just see that. So there's a really good example of the difference there. I don't know if that's the same for you as well. Have you found that? Because I think generally, most of us around the sort of same age here, we have some younger people watching as well and some older people. But I think the majority of people, you kind of get on the same wavelength as the sort of roundabout people, say 5 to 10 years either side of your own age, don't you? And is that the same for you? Do you find your relationship with your children or your children's children is very different to the ones that you had when you was a child and your aunts and uncles and parents? How did you find that? Michael wants a property in the UK. We can have a caravan, Michael. If you buy me one of those lovely houses on that, that main road. It's a straight road, isn't it, all the way up to Cairns, and you've got the little church at the top, haven't you? Because I have been there. You've got the church at the top. If I remember rightly, that main road to Cairns, and as you get to the end of it, there's what looks like an old pubby type hotel on the left. On the right-hand side, there's some juice bars. There's one particular long one, which has also got internet in it. I mean, up in Queensland, Australia, when the last time I went there, their internet was not good. It wasn't good. That would be on the left, looking towards. And then right at the very top, there's a little church or a chapel, isn't there? And the window of the chapel looks at, it's got a cross there, and the window of the chapel looks out onto the ocean. So anywhere around that area would be fine by me. And I'll swap you for a caravan. There you go. A proper British caravan. And then you can tell all your friends that you have a holiday property in the UK. How fantastic is that? Oh no, what's that there? Someone sent me something else. Nope, that's different. That's completely different. Just an idea for you. Just an idea, old boy. Have you put the picture of trike on your timeline for you? Oh, thank you, Eric. Let's have a look at that then. Let's have a look at Eric's trike. Oh, I can't see that on there either. 1 minute. Oh, I know where that's going to be. Just a minute. There it. Oh, Eric. Very good. That's a small seat. How'd you get your arse on that? Look at Eric's trike there. Is there room for 2 people on there? Could you take a passenger on there? Oh, you can. Yeah, it's a 2-man thing, isn't it? Oh, I don't like the wheel when it's like that. Like a Harley Davidson type thing. Do you know I've never ever been on a motorbike? Never been on a motorbike. So if you know any fit people want to take me on their motorbike, let me know, and I'll be glad to get right behind them and nice and snug to them. Someone about 35 would do me. Eric, thanks very much. Oh, I like that. Eric's got a trike. I think it's called a trike, isn't it? Electric. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Is it electric? Katie, my sister, had an amazing relationship with my daughter. So there we are. There's one there. He's got heated seats as well. Is that all right, Eric? Heated seats on his bike. It don't stop there, does it? God's sake. Now, there's my mate. Ronnie Gardner's in the house. Good morning, Ronnie. Who's a very strange person? Who's a very strange person? Let me just have a quick look on here to see if we've missed anyone out, and then we carry on. Rod Brown says, I think kids these days are treated as best friends first. Yes, I think you're right. That's how I look at my nieces and nephews, like best friends, rather than nieces and nephews. That whole relationship thing changed, didn't it? No, Eric, so it's not electric. It's a 13, it's an engine on there, 1300 engine. Is it? Okay. Okie doke. I think you can get electric ones now, though, can't you? Chris Manzar, isn't thyme a herb? Is it? I thought it was a brand name for weed, isn't it, Chris? I mean, it said thyme on the packet. I just assumed that was the brand name for weed, or that particular type. They're selling it in the co-op there. You just go and buy it. It gets more like the Netherlands here every day. It really does. Holland, wherever you want to call it. Just a moment now. Let's have a quick look down there. We haven't missed anyone out. No, all the messages seem to be coming through this morning. Ah, there we go. YouTube people at last. I wonder where you lot were this morning. YouTube people. Good morning to Paul and Lou in the house. Let's just go. I didn't miss anyone. Did I miss any YouTube out this morning? Let me have a look. No, there was nothing there. You've been John Paris is on YouTube, isn't he? I beg your pardon. There we are, Paul and Lou. You're a bit late this morning, aren't you? Gosh. John reckons you're much closer to your family, perhaps, because you live near, or as you say, times change. We only say our nieces' cousins, and we only see our nieces. Please, can you check your writing before you send it with a spell check or something, John? You're not the only one, to be fair. Please, sometimes people type messages and they don't check them first, and they send them, and I ain't got a clue what they're saying. Sometimes I can work it out. Perhaps because you live near, or as you say, times change. We only see our nieces, cousins and nephews at weddings or funerals. I'm very, very lucky to be up here near them for at least half the week. Funnily enough, my nephew's wife said to me last night, because I can't come up here in February. I'm on a 10-month caravan site here, so we're closed here February and March. So I can't come up here at that time unless I spend an absolute fortune in the hotel. So I just won't come up for 2 months. And my nephew's wife was saying anyone normal would sell their house down there and buy another one up here. But just not ready to do that yet, unfortunately. Good morning to Brendan Brady fan. Good morning to you, Brendan Brady fan. I love the Brady Bunch. Do you like the Brady Bunch? Here's a story of a man named Brady who was bringing up 3 boys of his own. There was one dad. Oh, the Brady Bunch. The Nan died a couple of years ago, didn't she? Ah, the old girl. We liked her. Brendan says, Chris still has his beard. I admire your willpower for keeping it this long. I think you will attract many fans with it. Do you reckon? Well, they're just watching to look at the beard. That'll be shaved off a little bit later. Not shaved off, but trimmed. I'm going to see H, the hairdresser, later, which I'm going to have to rush now because I need to get out there. Paul and Lou didn't get a notification today. Don't know why that is, Paul. No idea. I don't do anything. Sometimes people say, oh, this didn't happen or that didn't happen. Believe me, I don't do anything different when I start the show. I think sometimes the system fails a little bit. All right. Don't worry, John. That's all right, mate. Paul and Lou says, I thought those Jippo sites were open for 12 months. Not this one, unfortunately. It's not open for 12 months a year, only 10. And our close, all different sites work differently. It depends who owns it to when they want to close it, really. Some sites close for 4 months. Some close between sort of October and February. October, November, December, January. So 5 months. It depends the site you're on. This particular site closes for 2 months, February and March, which is nice because a lot of sites, they're closed in December. Therefore, I wouldn't have been able to use it around Christmas time. And I like to be up here at Christmas time. All right. I eventually managed to get round to watching the end of Bird Box. Where's Maureen this morning? Maureen hasn't texted. I hope she's all right. She wasn't well last week. She had a bit of a chest and a cold. Maureen does seem to get a lot of bad chests and colds. But she's not. Doesn't seem to be with us this morning. I hope she's okay. Yes, I eventually watched the Netflix film Bird Box last night. It was all right. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. There seemed to be this big thing about it on Facebook and in the newspapers and all that. But, oh, great film, Bird Box. It was a good film, but I didn't think it was anything special. It had a great ending, which I'm not going to tell you in case you haven't seen it yet. Do I recommend you watch it? Yes. There's some beautiful scenery in there. Forests and rivers and stuff like that. Absolutely beautiful. But as a film better than lots of other films, no, not particularly. I thought it was all right. I'm just going to blow my nose one minute. I seem to be, and I must have a clearer, I seem to be surrounded by used tissues in here. Look. I haven't got a cleaner. That's the trouble. I must get rid of these. I'll put them in front of me there. Things seems to collect. There's another one down here, look. Bits of paper, from a show, probably about 10 shows ago. I must have a little clear up here in our Lincolnshire television studio complex. Never mind. Good morning, Joanna. Hello. Yeah, none of you got. Looks like none of you got a. Oh, Brendan Brady fan got a notification. Can I start again? No, I can't start again. Dear me, you're having a laugh, aren't you? Start again? You'll have to watch the replay a little bit later if you don't mind, sir. Okay. So that was good. Bird Box. Yeah, I do recommend it. Watch it on Netflix. Is it better than loads of other stuff? No, it's about the same. About the same. It's not particularly fantastic, but it's a good film. Great ending. Absolutely great ending. I'm so glad they put in the ending they did. So I watched that. Last night. Oh, why does that say last night swimming? Swimming. Oh, I think I've written something down. Can't read my own writing, let alone your lot. Yeah, I went to my nephew's house last night. Stacey, who's Gary's wife, she cooked me a lovely corn cottage pie. Absolutely delicious. There's probably 4 meals in there, of which I had 3 of them last night. I went out and helped myself to some more, a little bit of ice cream as well. So that was nice. My great niece, Olivia, She's got a new bed. Olivia's severely disabled. They've got a new bed and it's all electric and it can be moved around now. Fantastic. So she's got all her tubes and she's got a oxygen cylinder thing on this bed, and it moves and they can wheel it in. It's a bit like a small version of a hospital bed, to be honest, and it's electric. And they push a button and the whole thing goes up and down. How fantastic is that? Great. The NHS apparently wanted them to buy it themselves. £4,000. Who's got that in the bank? £4,000 this bed was, and they couldn't afford that, so a charity kindly have purchased it for them. So that's nice, isn't it? So Olivia's got a new bed. And then we watched a film at Gary's house about the Hatton Garden jewellery robbery. Do you remember that? Jewellery and, you know, the boxes. What are they called? You go in a bank and they got these little boxes and you put your stuff in there. You get a key and all that business. Good film. It wasn't the one with Michael Caine. My nephew was telling me that in the morning he'd watched a very similar film, probably same story, but with Michael Caine in it. I don't know what version this was, but they can't have been that far apart, because I don't remember the robbery happening that long ago. And what they did was they drilled a big hole in the wall with this machine, which broke down a couple of times and what have you. One of the burglars looked like he had died, but he became very ill, and they had to stop and get out, and they went back and finished the job another day. Really good film it was, about the Hatton Garden robbery thing. I can't remember who the stars were. As I say, wasn't Michael Caine, which was a shame. I didn't know Michael Caine had done one until my nephew had told me that he watched that earlier. So good film, that. Good film. Righto, let's do a couple of news stories for you on this, what is it, Wednesday morning, isn't it? A couple of bits and pieces I've got off the newspapers here. Any more messages? Nice and quickly, boys and girls. 07551 259 675 if you want to send a text in. And then I must go and get my hair cut down H's, actually. Now, this is dangerous. A woman has swallowed her pills in the packet. Now, how on earth do you do that? Not as in the box. The metal packet. I kid you not. Now, where's my glasses? There they are. In the Daily Mail online this morning, a woman had to go to hospital 4 times after she swallowed still packaged prescription pills in the middle of the night and forgot about it. Now, I'm going to show you a picture in a moment, okay? In this bizarre case, it took doctors more than 2 weeks to find the fit and well woman had an entire plastic and foil packet lodged in her throat. Now, and can you see that? Look, that's her throat, you see? And there's the foil packet with the pill in it. How does that happen? I mean, even in night. Good morning, Tay. Morning in South Carolina. Good morning, Tay. A little bit late this morning, aren't you? Mind you, I know what time. It's early in the morning there, isn't it? But how do you do that? You know, even in the dark. And I must say, if I wander around the house or the caravan late at night, when it's pitch black, I don't turn a light on. Why don't we do that? I think I don't put it on because I think it might wake me up again, if you see what I mean. I don't want to be woke. If I'm half asleep, then I'll try and get me glass of water, have a wee, whatever, still half asleep, so that when I go back to bed again, I'm not laying there wide awake because I've been woken up by a bright light. That's why I don't turn the lights on. But even if you were taking a pill at night, surely you can feel that it's a pill and not a pill in a plastic packet with foil. Surely not, because it would be sharp round the corners. Very dangerous. This woman suffered discomfort and had difficulty swallowing. She's in her 40s and from Northern Ireland. She went to A&E. Doctors were baffled when x-rays and other examinations showed nothing in her oesophagus. That's a good word, isn't it? Oesophagus. Try and slip that into a sentence and impress your mates today. Oesophagus. Anyone watching on the Learn English website groups, try that one today. Oesophagus. Yes. But she kept returning during a frightening 3 weeks because they couldn't find anything. After repeated tests and overnight stays in hospital, the packet was finally discovered and taken out after 17 days. Oh, it's awful. You know when you get something stuck in your throat? Chips particularly. Do you ever get that with chips? You know, you're eating a bag of chips or something, and suddenly it feels like they've got stuck there. And you think, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to breathe. And you take a glass of water, and for a few seconds, it's stuck, and then it moves. Particular problem with, I get that a lot with chips. Pills as well. Sometimes I've taken a pill and it feels like it's stuck. And in actual fact, I was listening to Dr. Carl. He's a great bloke. This is someone you'd want to meet. He's a science bloke in Australia. Highly, highly intelligent. And he comes across as a there's Maureen. Maureen's with us. Good morning, Maureen. Was a bit worried about you then, darling. Morning, Maureen. If you've got a question about any science, he does this show on Australian youth radio station called Triple J. Triple J, Australia's National Youth Network. Right, does this show on there where kids ring in and ask him questions. And you know what kids are like, boys mainly, and they try and trip them up with sexual type questions. My girlfriend does this, right? And he's not fazed at all. He just answers the question the best way he can. He's fantastic, Dr. Carl on Triple J. And he was saying, someone rung up and said, sometimes I take a pill and it feels like it's got stuck. Why does it do this? And Dr. Carl answered, well, if a pill feels like it's got stuck, it probably has. The best way to clear something stuck in your throat is often a piece of bread. You chew the bread, swallow it, and it literally drags whatever it does down into your stomach. That's what that was the advice from Dr. Carl on Triple J. Shall we carry on with this? Look. The patient claimed she had taken painkillers only available on prescription in the middle of the night, but she has no recollection of swallowing the entire plastic packet along with them. I had no idea I swallowed this, she said. It was a very frightening 3 weeks and I couldn't believe it when I saw the picture. Although the chunk of plastic was stuck in her throat for more than 2 weeks, the woman was still able to swallow food and breathe normally. When doctors examined her originally, she also had no problems moving her neck and nothing showed up unusual on the x-ray. But she had that thing stuck in her throat. Have another look. I mean, that must have been painful. Look, there's the throat and there's the pills still in the packet, stuck in the throat. Nasty. Very, very nasty. All right. Ray Reynolds. My new shaving socket light in the bathroom has a low voltage night light incorporated. Oh, so you just leave that on all night, Ray? Yeah, I could have something like that, I suppose. I've got these stick-up lights that I installed in here now. The battery up, you touch them and they come on. But I find them even there a little bit too bright, you know? A nice dim light to light your way. Mind you, outside the caravan, I'm directly under a light. You know, a very powerful light here. So here, really, I don't need to put a light on. It's just at home. That's a little bit dark at home when I go from one room to the other. Rod Brown swallowed a whole chocolate cream egg. Very nearly died. How did you do that, Rod? What, as a dare? But you'd be lucky with chocolate because it soon would surely just soften and naturally slide down the pipe, wouldn't it? Oh, Rod, do be careful. Was that a dare you did that for? Do be careful, dear. Is there a video? You get a lot of views on YouTube for that. I heard a story on YouTube on the news this morning, actually, that YouTube are going to stop challenge videos. Now, challenge videos are those ones where generally young people have done something really stupid and dangerous and challenge other people to do it. Now, a fairly tame one of these would be the ice bucket challenge. You may remember that a few years ago. Not particularly dangerous, I suppose, where you literally get a bucket of ice and chuck it over someone, and that's the challenge. But there have been other challenges where young people are challenging other young people to drink various concoctions of alcohol. And they think it's very funny. They don't realise the serious side of it. Or maybe jumping high up from one building to another, or cycling in a certain way over walls and things like that. Very, very dangerous. Well, YouTube apparently have now said they are going to ban these types of videos from being uploaded. I don't know what you think about that. On one hand, I think, yeah, okay, that might save a few lives. And on the other hand, I thought, well, YouTube surely is something where you can upload what you damn well want. In the words of entertainment, really, I suppose. Let's be honest, we like to watch these challenge videos. The thought that perhaps someone might fall off that motorbike, which is perched on top of a wall going along at 30 miles an hour, that person might die, doesn't really cross our minds, does it? It's just exciting to watch it. So I don't know what you think about that with the YouTube. It's a bit more it's a bit censorship, isn't it? And to me, that's not what the internet is all like. I should be able to sit here and do what I like. Well, I mean, I do. There's nothing else I want to sort of incorporate into the show than what I'm doing now, really. I like doing what I like. On the other hand, you know, you wouldn't want someone to come on and murder someone. You know, you wouldn't want to see that, would you? Or maybe you would, I don't know. So I suppose there has to have some rules on there, but some of the challenge videos are quite funny, you know. Like the ice bucket challenge, that was quite funny, wasn't it? You don't want people killing themselves, and some of them do. Some people die trying to create a video to get X number of views. You see, the whole viewer thing, the whole viewing number thing, that's never really bothered me. You know, I've never had more than a few hundred people click on and off, live and recording combined. And you never see more than sort of 20 people really watching the show live, do you? You don't. That's just how it is. But that's okay. That's okay by me. Other people are so led by numbers. It also has to be said that the only time you're ever going to make money out of doing like YouTube videos is if you've got a very high number of people watching. You have to have something like 1,000, I think so many thousand subscribers and so many hours, viewing hours, and then you start getting paid. So I do get that side of it. But some people will go to extraordinary lengths to get their viewers up. And maybe that does need to be reined in a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what you think about that. Morning to Weird City Citizen. Good morning to you. Rod laughed at the moment someone told me a joke. A short intake of breath and down my throat, Chris. Oh, someone's telling you a joke and you had a mouth. Well, you've got no business at all. You put a whole cream egg in your mouth. Well, that's just greedy, Rod. It's your own fault then, mate. How can you do that? Mind you, I mean, they're getting smaller and smaller, aren't they? Cream eggs. You probably can get one in your mouth now. When they first came out, you wouldn't have been able to. Yeah, listen, I'm going to have to go soon because I must go and get my... I'm late for my pills now. Katie Ann Patterson, that Jackass movie is the same. You see, yeah, and I enjoyed watching it. I won't lie to you. I enjoyed that Jackass movie. Anyone seen that? Very, very good. Jackass. Very funny. Weird City Citizen. One girl shot her boyfriend with a Desert Eagle. Is that a gun? I assume that's a gun. With a Desert Eagle as he held a book in front of his chest. He died. And that's on YouTube, is it? Oh my God, blimey. Yeah, maybe it does need to be reined in a little bit. I don't know. All right, let's do today's birthdays, gang. Happy birthday on this Wednesday, the 16th of January, 2019 to Mr. Neil Bates. Good morning, Neil. Neil's a DJ. Actually, I don't know what else you do, Neil, but he does do a little bit of DJing. Good morning, Neil. Happy birthday to you. Richmond. Good morning, Richmond. Well, I bumped in just a couple of times. Richmond Cloverfield. Hello, sir. Coming along to the karaoke soon? It's his birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Richmond. Love the orange coat you've got on there. Jonte Vega today is 29 years old. Emma Louise Bailey. Emma. 35 years old today for Emma. Colin Morris today, 53 years old. And Colum O'Kane is 43 years old. Colum, let's have a look. Colum. Oh, there's Colum there. Yes, I know your face. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, gang. All right, that's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much for joining us. Hopefully be with you again tomorrow morning, round about the same time. Or I don't know why some of the notifications didn't seem to work this morning for some people, but always have that checked. Or if you're on YouTube, good idea to hit the subscribe button on there. Just put it on YouTube. Or, see, I would have, if you have both notifications switched on, then if one fails, the other one will work. So it might be a good idea to hit that subscription button thing on YouTube, even if you don't watch us on there, or the follow. I think it's the follow button on Facebook. I'm not sure about that. And then you should get a notification whenever there's a show coming online. Thank you. Eric, you're with us the whole show, Eric. The whole show. If you're around, Eric, do you fancy a chat on the phone? In about 20 minutes. Fancy a chat on the phone in about 20 minutes? I don't know. I'll try and ring you in about 20 minutes' time, okay? Thanks so much for watching and listening. I'll see you again tomorrow around about the same time. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye now.